listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Welcome, guys, to the Thursday throwback edition of Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. going to be solo tonight. Derek Irvin should be back again, hopefully pretty soon, and also Coach Gio hopefully be back soon. Tomorrow night show, our Friday edition, we're going to be up in the air with that one just to give you guys a heads up. The chances are pretty high that we're going to be at a college basketball game tomorrow, so we may be bringing some live coverage from the college basketball game to be determined. Just an FYI, in case you don't see Sweep tomorrow, it's because we're going to be at a college basketball game. Again, we'll probably be bringing a little bit of coverage from the college basketball game that we will be attending. I think it's probably going to be the Texas State game, so heads up, if you're heading up to Texas State, we may see you guys out there. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Tim Gonzalez, Puto Blue Devils, Tar Heels suck. Crimson Tide is a banger. It's a banger. Irishman has lost to FSU at home. Starting the night off here, it's kind of an emotional night on Sweep the League. So, Gene Hackman passed away today, found dead in his home, and his wife as well. Also, they had one dog that was also deceased at the same time. Very, very suspicious type of, activity is what I'm thinking. Some reports are coming out that his wife was found in the bathroom. Bottle of pills was open. Gene Hackman's body was found in a room near the kitchen. Front door was open, but not forcibly opened. So a lot of different suspicious things come up, and we bring up Gene Hackman. We remember a lot of actors and athletes, musicians that pass away. We do a little tribute to them at the beginning of our shows when it happens. But, the lifelong career of Gene Hackman, regarded as probably the first actor to be Mr. Everything, comedy. I mean, I can't name all the films he did, but I mean, he was parts of comedy, Heartbreakers, I think, with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sigourney Weaver. One of my all-time favorite movies, it was Hoosiers. I mean, as a basketball fanatic that I am, Hoosiers is up there as one of my all-time movies, not just sports movies, but just all-time movies. We just played the Hoosier speech right there before they were playing the state championship game. All the way, Crimson Tide is another, not Crimson Tide. Crimson Red is another one that he was a part of. But nerd fandom, obviously, sorry about your late Tar Heels. Don't worry about that. I'm not worried about that right now, Tim. Superman, man, as a big nerd myself, and shout out to Jeff Garcia and a lot of other nerds that follow us here on Sweep the League. As you can tell, I mean, I've got DC stuff all behind me. I've got Superman stuff. I'm just a big nerd at heart. And he was obviously Lex Luthor in Superman. Gene Hackman was a guy that gave tons and tons of great performances. I mean, Oscar winner, was working with some of the best actors in Hollywood. He did a movie with Tom Cruise, obviously with Denzel Washington. Everybody knows that. I mean, just Unforgiven. He was in Unforgiven. I mean, the list goes on and on. The world, not America, just the world in general lost another great person, another great actor tonight. Gene Hackman, gone. So prayers out to Gene Hackman and his family. But transitioning from Gene Hackman to, the life part of Sweep the League. And, when it comes to, we're going to get into the pop talk in a little bit. So FYI, we are going to get into the pop talk. That'll probably be in the second half. Pop did come out and say that he met with the team today, met with them at the practice session, and, basically told him that he's not coming back this season. Made a statement saying that, and we'll put the statement up, basically he hopes to return to coaching. We'll get everybody's thoughts and reactions on that. But when it comes to sports overall, we'll use the Spurs as an example. Yeah, I mean, not a great season. Not a great season at all. On the life aspects of sports, when you see a person like Gene Hackman, Dikembe Mutombo, who passed away recently as well. We had former NBA general manager Pete Babcock joined myself and Derek Irvin, and we did a little tribute to Dikembe. You've got athletes, you've got actors, everybody's, people have passed away. People that we grew up with. I mean, I grew up watching Gene Hackman in Superman. I grew up watching Dikembe Mutombo play. I've grown up, watching a lot of people play. Drazen Petrovic. He died in a car accident. We have all experienced, death at some point, whether it be personally, iconically, and I mean iconically as in people that we follow, stars, actors, actresses, athletes, musicians, Kurt Cobain. I mean, just naming, a couple of people out there. On a sports aspect, on a sports scale, I have no problem with anybody berating the team, calling them out, being negative. No issues with me on that. The good thing about sports is we can be opinionated. The good thing about sports is the only facts are what's right in front of you. It's fact that the Spurs are, 24 wins on the season. It's a fact they're not going to be with Victor Wembanyama the rest of the year. It's a fact Pop's not coming back. Is it a fact that they're not going to win 16 games in a row? That's not a fact. We can't prove that. It shows in the play that they're not going to win 16 in a row. But in sports world, everybody has opinions. I see a lot of people getting pissed off. I see a lot of people coming at people for their opinion. You have someone saying the Dallas Cowboys are the shittiest team in America. They're the worst team ever. Okay, that's your opinion. I respect your opinion. But then you have player or fanatic A coming in. You're so negative. You're terrible. I can't believe you say that. Da, 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 da. You have fan B coming in. You are an a-hole. You are this. Shut the F up and get out of here. You're negative. Da, da. You fight back and forth over an opinion. An opinion that anyone can have. I posted on X earlier today. It's not that serious, guys. It's opinions, man. Respect the opinion. If you don't agree with the opinion, you don't agree with it. Don't agree with it respectfully. Fans are fans. Jacob Eric, fans comes from fanatics. It was tough when the great Kobe Bryant died back in 2020. Another one. Another guy, Kobe, who gets criticized a lot. He gets criticized a whole lot. You may not see it, but it's weird because you saw more praise for Kobe after that accident. Should have been praised a lot while he was alive. I mean, but yeah, he gets even to this day, he still gets criticized a lot. What is up? What is good? We are here late, but we are here late. I love you, man. I'm talking about what you were bringing up earlier, what we were talking about earlier. So I talked to Jeff Garcia earlier. We talked about the Spurs season, the remaining of the season. So be sure to tune in to Locked On tomorrow. I was given the task to be positive on the Spurs season. You'll understand why it was daunting. It was terrible. I had to put a disclaimer in it. Shout out to Jeff Garcia. Tomorrow's Locked On Spurs is going to be a banger. So keep it up. But Leia, I'm glad you're in here. But going back to what I'm saying, opinionated fan comments. You can dog on a team, man. I'm a Falcon fan. I crapped and I shitted all over the Atlanta Falcons because of their Super Bowl loss. I was mad. If I could broken my TV, being that was the only one I had, if I could have broken it, I would. I was horribly mad. I criticize. I call Matt Ryan the worst quarterback in the world. I hated him. I was just in a terrible mindset. But does that not make me a fan? Does that mean that I'm, a piece of trash because I can't criticize my own team? No. A fan is someone who's passionate about something. If I'm passionate about the Falcons, I don't want to see them losing. I don't want to see them making mistakes. I'll call them out. Does that make me less of a fan because I call a team out? No, it doesn't. Makes me passionate. I've made comments before. I've had people come at me before. I just don't respond because I don't care. I don't care enough to respond. Because why? Because at the end of the day, you and I are going to go back and forth. You're going to always think I'm not right. I'm going to feel you're not right. And guess what? We're going to be arguing all damn night. A fan of a team can be as passionate as they want, or it can be as cool and calm as the other side of the pillow. Shout out to Stuart Scott as they want. If you don't like someone's opinion, cool. You can say, you know what, I don't like that opinion. I don't respect that. That's not right. Do me a favor. If you want to come back at somebody, come back civilly, man. Talk about it. You could change a person's opinion on something by just talking. By coming up on a person's post and saying, hey, you're a dumbass, STFU, you need to go there. That doesn't do anything. That's terrible. That's horrible. That is the reason why social media sucks. Because it gives a voice to the voiceless. The people that should have a voice shouldn't be talking. If you want to post something, post it. You're going to get hate for it. You're going to get hate for it. It's weird. When I post something, I know I'm going to get hate for it on some instances. But I already know that going in. So I expect some hate. Oh, well. You think that by me posting something about the Spurs, about the Falcons, about anybody, you think everyone's going to agree with me? No. I know I know a lot of people may not agree with me. Some people may get mad. So I like to heart. I like to like that comment. Okay, cool. Thanks. I'm not going to go 12 rounds with you. Because in the back of my mind, I think, well, you're a moron. But I'm not going to go out and say that. Because we're never going to end the conversation. Allow fans to be fans. You can't expect someone to go home, stare at the wall, stare into a mirror, and bitch about their team. In instance, the Spurs are losing. They're terrible. They're going this. I should have betted out everything Spurs. You can't expect me to stare at the wall and say that. I want to get it off my chest. I want people to know what I'm thinking. But I also want you to know that if you disagree with me, cool. Maybe you can talk me off the ledge instead of pushing me off the ledge. Have a conversation. Don't berate people for having opinions. It's not cool at all. You know what? I know I'm probably not the most liked podcaster in San Antonio. I don't really care. Doesn't bother me. If it bothered me, I wouldn't be podcasting right now. I wouldn't be bringing you shows as many times as I can. I'd kind of just be like, okay, well, I'm kind of done. I don't like the treatment I get. I know people don't like me. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Doesn't bother me. It's part of the game. And that's exactly what we're at. It's a game. It's a game at the end of the day. People don't. Players don't care. They don't care. They're there to do a job. If they win, they're upset. They're pissed off. If they lose, they're pissed off. If they win, they're happy. Do you think they're going to scroll through 12,000, Twitter responses, 1,200, Twitter post or X post that has their name mentioned? Do you think they do that on a nightly basis? They don't do that on a nightly basis. They can care less about what goes on. Every now and then you get Draymond, Kevin Durant to jump on and be like, oh, you're talking shit. Okay, well, I'm going to come back at you. It's one response out of, 12,000 comments. It's a game at the end of the day. It's not that serious. You know what's serious? People getting sick. Family members fighting against family members. Friends fighting against friends. There are more serious things in life than what a person posts on social media. There's more things in life that are more important than what other people think about you or your post. It's life, brothers and sisters. It's life. Like Sweep the League says, life, laughs, sports. And it's in that order. Here, we respect and we love life. We take care of everyone that we try to take care of. We go above and beyond to help people. I have receipts. Trust me, I have receipts. We laugh. We like to laugh more than any podcast around. We don't say stupid shit. We have laughs. We have comical laughs. We like to have fun. It's not about making laughs. It's not about getting laughs. It's about having fun. Laughter is everyone having fun at the end of the day. Laughing isn't laughing out loud. It's a smile on somebody's face. A simple smile, a great big grin. That's what it is. And then it's sports. So do me a favor, guys. You see a post out there? Talk about it. Don't berate people. If you have someone posting, hey, you know what? Man, he or she is just, man, they're laying into the Spurs. Why are they laying into them? Talk, well, man, you said that the Spurs are bad. They've been bad. Why do you say that? A simple question of, why do you say that? Well, this is the reason why. All right, I see. Have you maybe thought about this? Well, maybe not. It's conversation. It goes. It's conversation. I'm going to say it again. People don't like me, and it's okay. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. If you don't like my post, if you don't like what I talk about a team, if you don't like what I say on Locked On or anything, it's okay. I've been called out plenty of times. It's fine. I don't care. Relax. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Leha, damn, I got to cook a comrade tomorrow. Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do, man. It's going to be me, but you know what? I'm going to give you a little preview in a minute here, Leha. I hope you're still in here. I'm going to give you a little preview. Preach, Rudy. Preach. We are, man. We're preaching. We're letting everybody know. I only respond because they get so mad. Every time I call them to sit down and have a drink to talk sports, they never show up. Only the real ones do. You know what? We've got it. That is the deservance of an applause right there. He gets so mad. You reply to that. I see you replying to a lot of people. And you're the type of guy, you know what? If you're that mad, let's go talk about it. Let's have a beer. Let's go drink a beer. You know, first round's on me. Let's talk about it. Man to man, man to woman, whatever. You talk about it. We applaud all comments here on Sweep that are great right there. Shout out to Leha, man. That's the honest to God truth right there. Honest to God truth. People get mad because they don't have been very, yeah, okay. People talk trash on my Twitter page when I post about AEW. I don't care. Exactly. Post what you want. It's your page, man. If they're crazy enough to go on your page and talk smack, well, hello, you're coming to my territory. You're coming onto, you know, my property, talking all that mess. No one invited you. That's exactly what I'm saying, Tim. Love that. Love that. Let's give Tim some applause on that one. We'll give you some applause on that one because that was a good one. Love that one. Love it. My boy's in here, man. Sith Lord Elias. He's back. Rudy, getting ready for the gym. Get ready for the gym, man. I got off Twitter to focus on real world. Shout out to USO, my boy Rudy, for keeping contact daily. Yeah, man, we keep on contact all the time. Shout out to Sith, man. Get your gym workout. I did 4 miles today. So that was after I ate a massive meal. I've been eating some very bad stuff lately. So the big boy in me is coming out, but I'm trying to fight him off. So you keep it up, Sith. You keep doing what you're doing, man. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. Lakers 17 more wins. Told you they good. Luka good. Coach 210. Top 10. You know, Ray, they're probably going to be a playoff team. I don't expect them to make it to the finals, but playoff team, they're better than what I thought they would be. I didn't have any trust in JJ Redick. I don't like LeBron very much, but I didn't have any trust in JJ Redick. But then again, you know, that's how we talk about stuff. We don't know. We can't predict the future unless it's me and the Spurs. 6 more wins, they get to 30. And if they stop there, guess what? I'm back-to-back champ on the prediction for how many games that the Spurs win in a year. I pick them at 30. So give me 6 more wins, Spurs, and we're good. Rudy Campos Jr., Sweep the League TV. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Sweep the League TV. Shout out to MCS General Contracting. Later today, we're going to be building the program. That's going to be a new segment that we're doing here on Sweep the League. MCS General Contracting, building the program. What does that do? We're going to talk about it a little bit later on our new segment called Building the Programs. So we'll get that going here in just a little bit. But again, as far as social media goes, look, respect. It's all about respect at the end of the day. Okay? You can hate someone. You can love someone. At the end of the day, just respect someone. If you're coming onto another person's page, hey, expect to get what you're going to get. To be honest, I'm going to put it out there. To be honest, people talk gas about me. It's out there. Some of it's been deleted, but it's out there. People have talked about me. Guess what? I didn't read it. I don't care. I get sent screenshots. I get sent DMs. I get, I see it. Don't think I don't see it. But guess what? I don't care enough to respond. That's all it is. I don't care enough to respond. I know what goes on. I know what is supposed to be. I don't care to respond. If I cared enough to respond, I would. I won't do it on social media. I won't do it on that. If I ever respond, it's like Leha said, in person over a beer, whatever happens, happens. So definitely that right now. Leha, I had them at 32 to 35 for the year. Now I'm thinking they may not even hit 28 plus. Fox going to get shut down in 4 games max. I saw you post that about De'Aaron Fox getting shut down in 4 games. You got me thinking the possibilities. Give him a couple of home games and then the possibility of him getting shut down. It's there. It's there. Here's my thing. I don't know if they will shut him down because of his contract. I don't know if he has incentives to hit in his contract to get those bonuses. Because honestly, if he's been playing this long with the finger issue where he needs surgery, if the surgery was going to keep him out for the start of next season, I think they would have shut him down by now. That way he had time to recover, but I don't think it's a major surgery. So I think he's okay. I wouldn't doubt it. I want to give you some credit on that. I wouldn't doubt if they do shut him down after a first, couple games at home. Maybe you give him a little bit of home cooking and then shut it down, but it's a possibility. But I got him at 30 wins, man. You have him maybe not at even 28. That's 4 more games. Keep in mind, they've only got 6 games left against teams that are not in the play-in. So that's 20-plus games of teams that are play-in or better to end the season. And I want to say out of those 20-something games, majority, probably 19, 20, 21, are against teams that are in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough sailing. Joel Cologne's in here. Appreciate you joining us, Joel Cologne. Good evening, Rudy. Hey, Joel, I'm going to give you a heads up. There's an old podcast that we were a part of our network back in the day called Painting Corners. It's a baseball podcast brought to you by Austin Hartsfield. He was covering the Amarillo Sod Poodles, also covering San Diego Padres baseball. He has a lot of contacts, a lot of MLB contacts. I'm trying to get a hold of him because we may be bringing Painting Corners, the baseball podcast, back to Sweep the League Network. So you asked for it. We're working on it. A baseball podcast just for you guys out there. MLB season is starting. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully we can get that squared away. Painting Corners podcast, hopefully making a return to Sweep the League Network. Man, they so low to Chris Paul. They should just pay the man regardless and let him be ready for the start of next season. I was in full belief that Chris Paul would be bought out and then he would be able to join another team that's a contender. Obviously, it didn't happen. I don't think he's able to join another team or he's able to get bought out. I got to see how that works, man. I really would have expected them to buy him out and allow him to join a contender. There's a lot of contenders out there that could definitely use his services heading into the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, Houston's one team right out the bat. I mean, they could definitely use Chris Paul with Fred VanVleet dealing with some injury issues. So it's kind of weird. Let's see what happens. I mean, yeah, I would just have paid him and let him be on his way. He's not going to be a part of the team moving forward. I'm pretty certain on that. Sweet, man. Let's go. Definitely, Joel. We're working on it for you guys out there. I know we got a lot of baseball guys out there. Baseball season has kicked off. Spring season, spring training. We're going to try to get to some baseball talk here pretty soon. Also, I know March Madness is around the corner. Tim is always asking for college basketball. I'm working on a few college basketball analysts to come onto the show, break it all down for you guys. It may be a very early Sweep Unplugged episode, college basketball, maybe even a couple of MLB episodes that we'll do early as well. So we'll get you guys covered as much as possible here on the Sweep the League Network. I believe today is the last day for a buyout, maybe March 1st. I think it might be March sometime. So we'll keep it in mind. Like, if I hear of anything, I'll definitely let you know. Go Red Sox, Brutal Pinche Astros, and let's go Duke. So, yeah, we're getting you guys hopefully ready for some MLB talk here pretty soon. Sweep the League, man. When we come back, we're going to do the second half of the show. It is halftime here at Sweep the League. I'm going to hit the showers for halftime, get a little refresher because Coach Pop announcing to his team that he is not going to be coming back for the season. Something we all kind of felt wasn't really 100% etched in stone, I would say, even though it was reported he wouldn't be back. Pop made it official. What was the comment that he made, the statement that he put out? We'll get into that when we get back here on Sweep the League. Derek Irvin, Coach Gio on hiatus right now. But tomorrow we might be over at the Texas State game, so we'll see if we'll have a Sweep the League episode or not. If not, we're going to be bringing you coverage from Texas State's basketball game. Be myself and probably Derek Irvin. Sweep the League. We'll be back in just a little bit, guys. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting. Building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Thank you for such an incredibly special night. Thank you for giving us the gift of being able to share music with you. Love you, LA.
Time to react, yeah, shift like a skate. Left, right, lean, that's a bucket in sight. Pull up mid, let it fly, no hype. Fourth quarter ice, keep the rock in my grip. When the clock go red, don't slip, I rip. Fast as allowed, yeah, the motor don't quit. Drop 30 quick, now they begging for a switch. Fox in the open, the lane look free, now allow that up. Win beat. And running no team, keep pace. Fox got gears, Wemby got grace. Hoop too high, man, you won't touch. New Spurs every year, time to rush. Be too real, yeah, check that type. Defenders froze, now they stuck in place. Who gon' step, man, don't play dumb. Fast break gun, that's
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch our new videos.
Sweep the League TV with Rudy Derrick and Coach Gia. Let's get back to the live show. You are watching the best in the business.
Not gonna look at you. You're a man of principle and excellence. I know you weren't trying to be courageous when you hired me, but you did do something nobody else in professional sports has ever done. You display excellence, you expect excellence, and model how to become excellent in your everyday routine and how you go about your work. You spoke courage into me with a phone call as I was getting ready to coach that first summer league team in 2015. You said, just be you, you're gonna be great. And you've texted me that. I don't even know if you know how many times you've actually texted me that. Just be you, just be you, just be you. And you've changed the trajectory of my life and of so many other girls and young women. Thank you, I love you.
That was Coach Becky Hammon in her Hall of Fame speech talking to Greg Popovich. And just thought about it. We may get a copyright infringement because there's some songs in the background for some of these videos, but we'll deal with it. Rudy Campos Jr. back here on Sweep the League. Appreciate everybody joining me tonight on Sweep the League, the Thursday throwback edition. The Thursday night heart-to-heart edition is what we're calling this episode here. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button, get us a 2K. We're at 1.29 thousand. At 1.29, that's a lot. We were at this time last year, I think we were at, I want to say like 500, 400. So appreciate everybody out there, man. Join us here tonight 100%. We got some more comments in here. There's no need for Coach Rock to come back. Man needs to retire and not stress about basketball. He had a great run. Love that comment. Appreciate that right there. Coming back to this episode right now, you heard Coach Becky talking about Pop. You see the heartfelt moments. You see what Pop means to a lot of people, not just assistant coaches, not just players, but to people. And I get it. You know what? I'm going to make a full disclosure type of comment right here is I overlook everything that happens on a political standpoint. I, for one, I was a part of a political podcast called Lean Left, Lean Right, which is making a comeback. Another show I'm part of Sweep the League Network with myself and Shemaya Reed. That's making a comeback. But if you ever looked at our podcast, our political podcast, you'll really be surprised at how it is. We got a lot of people that love it because it's not what you hear every day on politics. But when it comes to Pop, I know a lot of people don't like his political stance on a lot of stuff. Some people love it. Some people don't. All that aside, I don't even look at that. Screw that. I don't even care about that. Doesn't affect me at all on how I feel about the guy. Statement comes out. Statement from San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich. I've decided not to return to the sidelines this season. Mitch Johnson and his staff have done a wonderful job in the resolve and professionalism the players have shown. Sticking together during a challenging season has been outstanding. I will continue to focus on my health with the hope that I can return to coaching in the future. A lot of people DM'd me saying they're scared of that word hope. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on this right now. Leha made a comment. Shout out to Leha MCS General Contracting. Made a comment here to bring it back up. Man needs to retire and not stress about basketball. He had a great run. I'll say this in my 2 cents here. I agree with Leha on the sense that I feel Pop already goes down as one of the greatest coaches of all time. Can you say he's the greatest coach of all time? It's very difficult. All-time winningest coach, 5 titles. I mean, a 5-1 finals record. I mean, it's very hard to say that he's not one of the greatest coaches of all time. He definitely is. But I really feel that, as we talked about earlier, in the game of life, there's bigger things more than sports. Pop had a magnificent run from, an assistant coach with Don Nelson, Golden State, becoming the head coach in San Antonio, having, and he'll tell you, having the privilege and the honor to have a team with Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony. I mean, those are great times for him, for the organization. I mean, one of the best coaches in the league, period. And, let's go a step further. One of the best coaches in all of sports. I mean, it was a standard. Pop had a standard. Had a great run. I know when the big three retired, saw some struggles, went through some difficult times. Everybody goes through that. All the greats go through that. At some point in their life, at some point in their coaching career, they're all going to struggle. Happens everywhere. You saw Bill Belichick struggling. Arguably one of the, if not the greatest coach in NFL history. You saw him struggle. Every great coach struggles at one point. But on the game of life, Pop's got a second chance. The heart attack could have been, the stroke could have been worse. To this day, we still don't know how bad it was. We don't know, but we know he's recovering. We know he still has coaching in his heart. We know he still has coaching on his mind. If he's able to make it back to coaching, great. But I feel like we won't see Pop again as a coach. I'd rather him again enjoy his life. I know coaching will probably keep him going, and I wouldn't mind seeing him coach, especially if you were to go into the summer of 2025 and you get a loaded San Antonio Spurs team. I mean, hell, who wouldn't want to coach that team? Totally get it. He's got nothing more to prove. He's proved all that he can. I will say that, you know, whether he decides to come back, whether he decides to leave, it's been fun. It's been a blast. It's been amazing. It's been a great run. But you definitely do not. You don't take things in life for granted, to be honest. You do not take life for granted. Whatever he decides to do, he decides to do it. Pop lost me because of his political commentary on Spurs Time. He can have his own opinion, of course, but don't use Spurs Time to express it. I don't come to Sweep the League to talk politics. Again, on the political side, again, I have no comment on that. He's going to use his platform to say whatever he wants. And I know that's the perfect comment right there from what I was talking about earlier, Joel, because a lot of people that I talk to will echo exactly what you said, is that they were massive Pop fans until the political side came out. And, you know, that's something that, again, you use your platform. It's kind of like what we talked about social media earlier. You say something on there, you're going to have people that don't like it. You're going to have people that like it. The people that don't like it are not going to talk to you, follow you, mess with you, or anything like that. They're just going to leave you alone. It's a part of the thing. And I know, and again, I know he knows that it ruffled a lot of feathers. So, again, you're echoing exactly what a lot of people say about him. But on the outside of politics, for what he's done on his coaching career, I mean, the guy is well respected. He's done a tremendous job. I do echo that. And also the political, I don't come to Sweep the League talk politics. That's the reason why if you talk to anybody that's a part of Sweep the League, whether it be Sweep the League Network, the Big Show, Sweep the League TV, Grading the Market, anywhere, any of these shows that we've got here on the network, the very first rule is not you don't talk about Fight Club. No, it's we do not talk about politics. There's one show that we've got, and it's a part of the Refocus Network. It's on Sweep the League TV, but hasn't been done in a while, and it's called Lean Left, Lean Right. I'm not going to lie. I was a part of that along with Shamaya Reed. But that political show is nothing compared to what you hear out there. It's nothing compared. So, yeah, I understand you don't come to Sweep the League to talk politics. We don't talk politics here on Sweep the League. We never have. We never will. I do wish him good recovery so he can go on from his own terms. That's what he wants. Again, I echo that as well. Go recover. Get your health in on the right path. Get everything done. If you want to come back, okay. But I really feel at the end of the day, Joel, that he's probably done. I want to say he's probably done. I don't expect him to come back next season. I think probably in the next couple of months, probably in the summertime, we're going to get that retirement email. Well, for us that have it on the email, we're going to get that press release that says Craig Popovich is retired from the NBA. I think he wants to live, his life, man. He's got grandchildren, just enjoy it. He's got nothing left to prove. And they won't say it in public, Rudy, how bad it was. Yeah. They're not going to say how bad it was. That's the thing. We'll never know truly how bad it was until it comes from Pop himself. So we don't know how bad it was. I mean, right now, the release from Pop is pretty standard. I mean, it's a pretty standard release, a pretty standard statement. It's about his health. Forget the games, forget basketball. When Wemby went down with DVT, it wasn't about basketball anymore. It was about health. Basketball is out the window. That's the way we got to look at it. man, no one has actually seen him right. My pops had a stroke. Shit was not easy for him. Exactly. And I think today was the first time I think of the players, or he went into the players' locker room, talked to them. I've got to get the actual report on it. I can't remember the actual report, but he ended up, I believe, talking to the players. Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen him. So we don't know how bad it is. And, like Leha said, no one's actually seen him right. From what I know, people that I talk to have not seen him. So, yeah, I know people that have had strokes, and it's not a pretty sight on a lot of them. Some people bounce back, some people don't. It's definitely not a pretty sight. We'll just say it like that. It's not a pretty sight. But yes, Coach Popovich officially out for the rest of the season. And we're just going to have to accept that for what it is. I mean, Mitch Johnson more than likely is going to be the head coach for the remainder of the season. They're not going to get rid of him anytime soon. So the adjustments that Mitch makes, it's going to be, anywhere from lineups to playing certain people to doing this, doing that. It's going to be just kind of one of those, take the season for what it's worth. The rest of the season, just take it for what it's worth. That's all you can do. Don't expect playoffs, obviously. Don't expect play-in. Expect them to be a lottery team. Again, and I know Leha loves those draft picks. Just wink, wink. No, I'm messing with you. I know you don't, but I expect a lottery team. Expect them to, just get ready for next season. Again, something I asked Jeff, and then again, this is the last part of the segment, or the last segment we got here on Sweep. It's going to be brought to you by MCS General Contracting. This is our Building the Brand segment. So this is where all of us kind of sit down and we try to hash everything out here, figure it out. Remember when Jim Ross ended up with Bell's palsy because of a stroke? It's real life serious stuff. It is. And that's the thing, Joel. That's the thing, Joel, that I'm saying. Leha mentioned it. People mentioned it. We don't know how serious it was. We don't know. Is Pop on a walker? Is he in a wheelchair? Is he even able to walk? I mean, we don't know. I know I haven't seen him. I know people haven't seen him. People that I cover the Spurs, I've talked to them. They haven't seen him. We really don't know. We know it's serious. We know strokes can be really, really bad, have really, really long-term effects. We really don't know right now. So it is real serious stuff. So shout out again to Coach Pop. Prayers with him. Cooper flag, victory flag. We talked about that so long ago. I think I coined that phrase. I should have trademarked that victory flag type thing, but I didn't do it. So someone's going to make, quadrillion dollars off of it. So Building the Brand by MCS General Contracting. Here we go. So we're going to make it short and simple. This is going to be the San Antonio Spurs version of Building the Brand. So obviously you've got three guys. You've got the foundation laid out in Victor Wembanyama. You've got De'Aaron Fox. You've got Stephon Castle. That trio is going to be the trio moving forward. Now, going into the offseason, right now the best thing that you can do is see what you have. You don't have Victor. He's out for the year. You've got De'Aaron Fox, who may get shut down. Like I mentioned earlier, he may get shut down after a few more games. Stephon Castle is going to work his way to probably winning that Rookie of the Year. He had 22, I believe, the other night against the Rockets. Continue to see him grow. But this is where not Mitch Johnson. Mitch Johnson's coaching for his job, but let's be honest, more than likely we're going to get another head coach in there. We talked about that the other day. Made some mention of head coaches that are possibilities. But this is the part where you have the front office. You've got, some executives. You've got some scouts. You look at everybody, even the coaching staff. You're looking at the current roster you have. Who's going to stick around? Who's going to be a part of that foundation? Outside of Wemby, outside of Fox, Castle, and Barnes, Harrison Barnes. I want to see Barnes come back. I really do. I think he's the one guy that I'm like, okay, outside of those three, Harrison Barnes. I definitely want to see Harrison coming back. Those are my four that I'm building around right now, that I'm building that foundation. Again, building the program with sponsored by MCS General Contracting. What else happens? So you're getting a good look at Malachi Branham. You're getting good looks at Blake Wesley. He got a lot of burn against Houston. You've kind of seen what you're getting out of Devin Vassell. You're getting a lot of ups and then a lot more downs and, just kind of back and forth with it. One guy that you are getting a lot out of for the money is Keldon Johnson. I believe he's averaging like 18 points a game the last few games. So I don't mind him keeping Keldon, just kind of, hey, you're my sixth man. You're coming off the bench. You're the spark. So hear me out there. Part of the foundation. Keep that bench intact there. I like Keldon coming off the bench. Jeremy Sohan, he's kind of a toss-up. If Jeremy's the guy that's going to bring you in another star and he has to be a part of that piece, I know a lot of you guys are going to pack his bags for him. Outside of that, I don't know if he brings in another piece. Could. I have no idea. Isn't there a better chance that Flagg goes back to Duke than declare for the NBA? He has talked about going back to Duke, which would make the 2026 class loaded as well. Right now, 2026 is setting up to be a really good class as well. So we're about to see a really massive change in the guard when it comes to NBA draft classes coming out. There's gonna be a lot of good players coming out. Air Alamo had a really good article today about the team's needs going into the next season. I have yet to read Air Alamo. I don't read pretty much anything that's put out there. That's my fault. I just don't have time to. But we're talking about next season. Maybe I can check it out here in a little while. Castle needs to start the remainder of the year. Fox goes to get shut out and let that dude cook for 30 minutes plus. Yeah, he needs to get a lot of run, 100%. We need a big, legit. Wemby should move to the 4. So here we go. Y'all want to build the program? Let's build it. We're building the San Antonio Spurs here. So again, I'm going right now with Wemby, Fox, Castle, Barnes. I'm keeping Keldon. Everybody else right now, I'm kind of okay. Let me see what we can get. Let's see what we can do. I've got 2 draft picks coming in already. So I've got Atlanta's, wherever that falls. I've got my own draft pick. So the potential of 2 lottery picks right there could be beneficial. Of course, you can use both lottery picks and move up in the draft. Possibly some teams in the top 3 would maybe rather have 2 later lottery picks. So keep that in mind. What do? Let's look at the draft pick real quick. If the Spurs land number 1, does Cooper Flagg, who I did say earlier on a podcast, not on this one, but on another podcast I was on, I did say Cooper Flagg is an all-around great guy, all-around great player, comparable to a more versatile, a more scoring threat version of Andrei Karolinko, AK-47. Now, again, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just telling you that's his game. Defensive player, does everything good. He can score the basket. Better offensively talented player than Andrei Karolinko. But one thing that a big knock that I got on Cooper, he's not your number 1 guy. He can never be your number 1 option. Cooper Flagg is, if you're talking about the Justice League and, in those terms, he's Batman. Wemby's Superman, Cooper Flagg's Batman. He's always going to be that, I'm going to give you 20. I'm going to be the guy a couple of games. I'm going to be the reason why we win a few games. But I'm never going to be Superman. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be part of the Trinity. Put it that way. I'm just as important as Wemby, but I'm off to the side. I'm off to his side. That's Cooper Flagg. Again, I just don't think he's going to be a Spurs first option. And I don't even know if that's a team's first option. That's one thing I have seen out of Cooper throughout this year. Great player. I mean, really dynamic. But if you're making him the main option, the first option, I might see a little struggle in there from time to time. He has had some games this year at Duke where it's kind of it's not so good. It's very undervaluing. But is he the number one pick? Yeah, hands down, he's the number one pick. There's no doubt about that. So, who do I think the Spurs should obviously look at? Well, they're lucky enough to get in the top 4. Say top 3. Who's the one guy that makes the instant impact in this draft? I'd be Ace Bailey, man. Ace Bailey checks off a lot of boxes that you need. You need a scorer, a guy that can score on any part of the court, a real big bucket getter. I mean, do you want to either trade for Kevin Durant or do you want to build up a Kevin Durant type player? Think of him as Tracy McGrady type of player. Versatile, scorer, just a dog in him. That is who I would rather see on the San Antonio Spurs team, is Ace Bailey. If they're in that top part of the draft, I'm doing everything I can to get Ace Bailey on this team. He opens up a whole lot for Victor. He makes life so much easier for Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox. I think Ace Bailey is that guy for San Antonio. If the Spurs end up getting number 1, I mean, obviously they're probably going to take Cooper Flagg. But if they have a chance to trade down to a couple of spots and grab Ace Bailey and maybe get some additional picks or an additional player, maybe some, cash considerations, I think you do it. This draft coming up is loaded with players that are going to be potentially superstars, all-stars, stars. I mean, there's a lot of legit guys out here that could be really, really different, big difference makers for teams. Going to the offseason now. You've got guys, Kevin Durant's on the trading block. He's already on the trading block. We haven't even hit the offseason. He's going to want out of Phoenix. Do you make a play for Kevin Durant? I think you see where you fall in the draft before you make that decision. I think that's where you kind of say, okay, wait a little bit before you make that decision. Other guys to look at. Naz Reid, I think, is another one that you can look at as well as a big. There's a couple of other bigs out there you can go after. But what do you guys think as far as building the program goes? I think for me, it's adding a big-time scorer. You need to get some scoring. Adding a couple of bigs. Even though Mamu probably should be back. I think he deserves to be back. Mamu, when he plays, and that's the thing, when he plays, he's a pretty good player. He's a difference maker. He can make a difference. I think he should get a lot more burn. A lot more run is Mamu. But you definitely want to go out and get another big. Doesn't have to be a superstar. Just get another big. You've got to put guys around Wemby. You definitely got to do that. So go get a scorer, whether it be through the draft or through a trade or just outright sign somebody. Go get a big. And last but not least, you've got to get a coach. MCS General Contracting, building up the program here. You got to get a coach. I really feel Mitch is doing as best a job as he can right now. He's doing the absolute best with what he's given. And he was thrown to the fire. Sometimes the fire is just hot enough to where we keep getting burned over and over again, and we don't know why. It's okay. If you don't have, I failed at my first couple of times coaching. I went all the way to AAU basketball. I coached AAU basketball. I mean, I failed. It was too big of a move for me. But out of those three, scorer, get a bunch of bigs, surround Wemby with a few bigs. But the biggest one is coaching. You want to build the program up? You want to make it MCS certified? You build the program by getting a coach that is going to take this team to the next level. They're out there. They're out there. Mentioned a whole bunch of them the other day. Mike Brown, Sam Cassell. Avery Johnson is one guy who I would definitely consider. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of great coaches that have opportunity that you can give an opportunity to. It just depends on what kind of team you want to build. What kind of future do you want your team to do? There are less talented teams in the NBA right now having more success than the San Antonio Spurs. Coaching. Look at those teams. Coaching. Houston, coaching. Detroit, coaching. Cleveland, I'm going to say it, coaching. Cleveland's very talented. They got more talent than San Antonio does. But it's coaching. Look at the other two I mentioned. Houston, young guys, young team. Their biggest veteran is what? Dylan Brooks? Fred VanVleet? Compared to veterans that we have in San Antonio? It's coaching. Go out and get a coach. If it's too much for Mitch, fine. If you want to give Mitch an off season, give him the start of the next season, that is all on you. But out of those three, the number one is coaching. You got to find a coach that's going to take him to the next level. Let's get into your comments here before we go. We've got Tim Gonzalez. Flag makes $4.18 million in NIL deals. Flag gets his teammates involved, Rudy. That's why he's not again, just going by what I see, Tim. No disrespect to Cooper Flag at all. None whatsoever. I just feel like he's not a number one option. That's it. And it's not even a bad thing. I mean, Scottie Pippen wasn't a number one option. He was one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Flag can go play for the Jazz. Probably will. I think Utah might get him. Right now, I wouldn't touch KD with a 10-foot pole, how much he has left. And if he has a lot, he's just going to play 2 years and start crying again. I'm not for trading for Kevin Durant. I think you can get a couple of players for that much money that are going to be more beneficial. Again, I mean, look at some of the teams here. I'm going to bring up some of the teams here, and I don't know if I'll be able to share the screen on this one, but look at some of the better teams. I mean, Cleveland, you've got Donovan Mitchell. You probably take Kevin Durant over him. Boston, I mean, they're loaded. New York Knicks, probably they're loaded. Maybe Durant is way better than a lot of those players out there right now. Definitely better than any player Indiana has. Giannis with Milwaukee, and then Detroit. Durant's definitely better than all the players in Detroit. So, I mean, if you kind of see those 6 teams in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, it's got a common denominator. You don't necessarily need one of the greatest players in the game right now. Oklahoma City has an MVP candidate. Came from nowhere. SGA. The guy's a baller. Memphis. I mean, ja Morant. But I probably would take Kevin Durant over Ja. I mean, most people probably would. Denver, I mean, you can't really touch them. But then you go to Houston. The Lakers and Clippers. I mean, it's team ball. You don't need a big-time superstar in most cases to get a playoff spot. So I agree with you on that, Joel. I agree completely with you on that. I don't know if I would necessarily trade for Kevin Durant, but again, he's a name. He can come in. He can help him win right away. but you're going to have to give up a whole lot for Kevin Durant. As long as we have a legit coach, staff needs upgrades, medical staff. Yeah. Again, it's like I said, Leia, it's about the staff. Start with the coach. You got to get a good coach in here 100% of the time. It's got to be a good coach. Definitely. Sweep the League and Refocused Radio is going to send a few lucky fans to the Imagine Dragons concert on theater. I'm not sending you to Hollywood, but they are going to be broadcasting their concert live in select theaters. Sweep the League and Refocused Radio are going to be finding some lucky fans out there and sending you to the theaters to watch Imagine Dragons at the Hollywood Bowl in March. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe you'll be a lucky winner to catch the concert on the big screen, the Imagine Dragons concert. Teaming up with Sweep the League and Refocused Radio are Imagine Dragons. They want you to see their concert. We want you to see their concert. Puts on a great show. We'll have more details as this comes up. Again, tomorrow's episode of Sweep the League TV still up in the air. We may be at the Texas State basketball game, so we'll keep everybody updated. If we are at Texas State basketball game, we'll bring you some updates from Texas State, so that way we'll have some content from there. Maybe we'll be able to interview maybe Dante Mathis, who we've had on the show, former San Antonio High School great Dante Mathis. He is an assistant coach for Texas State, so we'll see if we may be able to talk to Dante tomorrow. But nonetheless, if we aren't at the game, we will be here right here on the couch with you guys, talking everything and all things sports, the fun Friday edition of Sweep the League. So we'll keep everybody up to date on that. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. Also, head over to TikTok. Yeah, the TikTok at Sweep the League Radio. Follow us there. We barely have like 60 followers. We just started, but we have a ton of content out there already. So be sure to follow us on TikTok at Sweep the League Radio. So for Derek Urban, it is Rudy Campos here, and for Coach Gio, until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.